Hey people, Beebosloth here, and thank you for joining me for another video. Today I want to talk about style and different mediums. I was having a friendly conversation in my DMs with fellow artist and skeleton skull zombie illustrator who goes by the Instagram handle of Robert Human. Go check him out. We were talking about how when we draw with different mediums, our style changes. So what I mean by that, when you draw in pencil, for example, he was saying when he draws in pencil, or when he draws in pen, or when he draws with a brush pen or digitally, his styles change. They look different. And he sent me a few examples of his work, and I looked at them and I told him that although he may think that his style changes quite drastically when he uses different mediums, to the casual observer, such as myself, my brain picks out the various elements that he utilizes in his work, and it sees the similarities of his style, and the different mediums, they don't really stick out as drastically as they do to him, probably. And then I compared my own work in my head, because I think I also suffer from this problem. If I use pencil on paper, my work will come out completely different than if I use an iPad or Procreate. And I used to get really hung up on this. I used to think, I have to make everything look uniform. I have to make my art in the same style. I have to make it the same, because that's what people want to see. They want to see the same thing. They want to see, my style. And it didn't occur to me that just by producing whatever I produce with whatever medium, it was still going to be my style, because I am me and I'm producing the work. So what I wanted to talk about was, if you are trying to find your style as an artist, you need to just keep working. Your style isn't something that you can hone in on by, like it's not like hunting where you track the animal and you find the tracks and you see where it goes, and then you find it and you shoot it and you're like, aha, here's my style. I've got it. I've tracked it and I've mastered my style and I've killed it here. That's not really how it works. With art, it's more your style finds you. You have to just keep producing work. You have to do work over and over and over and try different things, try different mediums, as many different things as you can. And what you'll find is that some things you enjoy doing, some things you don't enjoy doing. And the trick here is to pursue the things that you enjoy doing. Just keep using the mediums you like. Maybe don't use the mediums you don't like. And what you'll come to find is that your style will find you eventually. It might take a year, it might take a few years. I have seen over the years, being on Instagram and observing artists, start off with one style and graduate to a completely different style. I don't know if graduate's the right word, but let's take this artist who I really like, Death and Milk, for example. When I first got on the platform back in, what was it, like 20, I don't know, 16, I started actually posting art on Instagram. It wasn't Beebosloth art, it wasn't just skeletons, it was just my daily sketches, different things, whatever. That was back when nobody cared, nobody followed, nobody subscribed. There was no consistency in my work. I hadn't found my style, so to speak. But I would observe others, and I found Death and Milk. He was drawing hands and snakes and skulls and doing it very successfully in terms of having a great consistency. He's a predominantly digital artist. I haven't really seen much of his physical work, but he He's an amazing digital artist. He does, I think he draws on an iPad. But the way that his work looked was that it would mostly be black backgrounds, a skull, usually without the bottom jaw, some hands, not skeleton hands, but slender, usually feminine hands, either holding cigarettes or like with a snake kind of being held, and with a nice, delicate caption. And when I say delicate, I mean the font choice was always. And these illustrations, he produced many, probably hundreds of these illustrations, and they're still being ripped off on the internet to this day. But something happened a few years ago, I'm not sure the exact year, but his style completely changed. He dropped the black and white aesthetic and started going for color. And he stopped drawing skeletons. Well, not stopped. I can't say stopped, because some of his recurring characters have skeletal elements to them. Because now he draws a kind of, like, I don't want to, I mean, it looks kind of like anime a bit, but it's this kind of his own style of comic book plus Miyazaki kind of influence with just beautiful color palettes. He has a knack for choosing these very immersive color palettes, so when you look at his work, he'll set up these scenes with incredible lighting and just incredible depth and just motion with the characters or whatever's happening, and on top of that, these just wonderful colors. So he went from completely black and white to color, and from drawing no skin on any of his characters except for the hands to putting skin on them and hair and ears and earrings and lips, and developing all these different clothing styles for his characters, which are all really awesome. If you're not following Death and Milk, you should go follow Death and Milk. So going back to finding your style, do what tickles your fancy. That might be, that might be just emulating your favorite artists. There is nothing wrong with that. I will show you soon at some point my older drawings throughout the years. I used to draw anime. I used to copy Dragon Ball Z characters until my mind memorized their muscle structure, their face structure, their little eyebrow structure, their different hairs, how many spikes Goku had when he was Super Saiyan 1 or 2 or whatever. And I would draw the shit out of some goddamn Dragon Ball Z. Do I draw it now? No. But it was a good learning phase for me to go through that. And to be honest, sometimes I want to draw other stuff that's not, that's not this. But the reality is that I enjoy drawing this kind of style more than anything. That's why I do it, because when I sit down and I start doing what I do, I enjoy what I do. I didn't really enjoy drawing the Dragon Ball Z stuff. I did it mostly because I really liked Dragon Ball Z in high school and middle school. And also there was this other kid who was really good at drawing Dragon Ball Z, and I just wanted to be as good as him, if not better. We always had this like competition. His name was Alexei Litovchenko. He was I think he was Russian, or he might have been Ukrainian, but he was an exchange student, and we got along because we could speak Russian to each other and nobody could understand us, which was cool. But anyways, I digress. I'm sorry. Again, I'm gonna say this one more time. If you're a young artist or an old fart such as myself, and you're looking for your style, and you're thinking that, oh, when I draw with this medium or if I paint or whatever, I'm going to have to master those mediums to make everything look uniform, to make it look the same, to make it all across the board look the same. No, you don't have to do that. You don't. People are going to look at your work and they're going to judge it based on whatever things they have in their head. They're not going to care if it doesn't look the same as your other work. They're going to like it or dislike it. It's really just the perfectionist in you who's trying to, make everything look the same. Perfectionism kills creativity, I swear. So don't overthink it. Use whatever mediums you want. Do what makes you feel good, and don't overthink it. I turned my shirt inside out because it had a lot of dog hair on it. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate you.